Cemeteries are meant to be quiet, still, final. But sometimes, the dead aren't the only ones lingering there. Tonight, you'll hear 3 true stories of eerie encounters in graveyards, where danger hides behind innocence, where something dark follows you home, and where grief turns into something far more terrifying. Stick around, because by the end, you might start to wonder if the dead are the only ones resting in peace. When I was 6, my grandma passed away unexpectedly. My mom, already a single parent, was devastated. Grandma had lived with us, helped raise me, helped pay the mortgage. Her death wasn't just heartbreaking, it was destabilizing. I didn't understand that at the time. All I knew was the funeral was boring and the grown-ups were crying. We were outside under cloudy skies, waiting for the coffin to be lowered. My mom sat motionless, clutching tissues like they were holding her together. I just wanted to leave, and then I saw it, past a tree line, maybe 100 feet away, a playground. Bright colors, standing in sharp contrast to the sea of black clothing. I drifted off, unnoticed. The playground was empty. I ran to the swings, climbed on, and tried pushing myself. It wasn't fun without someone behind me. That's when I heard a man's voice. "Can I push you?" He stood behind me, backlit by sunlight. I couldn't see his face clearly, just a baseball cap and the outline of a smile. I said yes. He pushed me, gently at first, then higher. Then suddenly, he stopped. "I bet you can't catch me," he said before darting off toward the cars. Giggling, I ran after him. I chased him toward the cemetery's edge, into a patch of bushes. But when I got there, he was gone. Then, arms around me, lifting me. I didn't understand at first. I thought maybe it was a game. But when I saw the blue car waiting just outside the gate and felt the way he clutched me, I screamed, and my mom heard it. She flew across the grass like a storm. I remember the sound of her fists more than anything, raw and desperate. The man dropped me as she punched him again and again. Then others joined, cousins, strangers. They didn't hold back. He never even fought back. Later, I learned about the kidnappings, children disappearing in our city, the vans, the news reports. If he had been just a little faster, if my mom hadn't looked up when she did, that day we buried my grandma, but almost lost me too. I've lived next to a Civil War cemetery for 6 years. It's peaceful, even beautiful, until last week. It started like any normal day. I walked the dogs, looped around the school and the cemetery. It was our usual route. The birds were out, the sky was soft with evening light. But on our second lap, I felt it. Something tugged the back of my shirt. I brushed it off. A few minutes later, something shifted inside my backpack. I hadn't touched it. I chalked it up to water bottles shifting. But when I stopped to rest, I saw the zipper was open. I ignored the chill crawling up my spine, drank some water, and headed home. That night, I jumped into the shower. That's when things turned. I felt it, a sharp scrape down the center of my back. I gasped, turned the water cold, but then my clothes vanished, not misplaced, gone. The bathroom door handle jammed. Then came the noise, low growling from the dogs outside the door, followed by laughter, an old man's laugh. Then a thud, something slammed into the door. My heart nearly stopped. I waited, nothing. Then I cracked it open, and my backpack hit the floor in front of me. Inside, a bouquet of 4th of July flowers, the kind people leave on graves. I threw up. My husband rushed home. We checked the security footage. The cameras glitched. Cut straight to the frame where the bag hit the door. No entry, no person, just the impact. I don't know what followed me home, but ever since, I've had dreams. A dark figure, more laughter. I've moved in with my mom temporarily, but even here, the air feels heavy. I used to laugh at ghost stories. Now I'm calling someone to cleanse the house. In high school, my friends and I had this dumb, thrill-seeking tradition. We'd hang out in old graveyards and try to scare each other with ghost stories. It was stupid, but exciting in that teenage way. One night, though, changed everything. We were sitting on a mossy stone wall, trading creepy stories. Everyone was laughing nervously, glancing over their shoulders, like we were daring something to show itself. That's when I saw it. Not clearly at first, just movement. In the darker part of the cemetery, where the older graves leaned at strange angles, I saw a figure rising. Not like someone standing up, but like someone slowly pushing out of the earth. He was tall, hunched, the way he moved. It wasn't right. It was too slow, too intentional. "Did you see that?" I whispered. Everyone nodded, pale faces, wide eyes. We ran, no hesitation, sprinting across the graveyard like death itself was chasing us. When we finally stopped, panting and shaking, we noticed one of our friends, Luke, looked sick. Sweat poured down his face. He could barely breathe. He stayed home from school the next few days, battling a fever that wouldn't break. A week later, we found out something that shook us. The man we saw, he He was real, not a ghost, a living man. Locals had seen him for years. He lived nearby and slept beside the grave of his late wife every night. The grave he rose from was hers. He never left. Something about that disturbed me more than if he had been a ghost. His grief was so heavy, it pulled him into the earth with her. And when we saw him rise, it wasn't haunting. It was devotion, twisted by time, but still, something about that moment never felt right. The way he moved, the air around him, it felt like we saw something we weren't meant to. And even now, it haunts me, not with fear, but with sorrow. Most people think cemeteries are where things end, but after hearing these stories, it's clear that's not always true. Sometimes the past lingers, sometimes the dead don't stay buried, and sometimes what you see in the dark doesn't want to be forgotten. If you've ever experienced something strange in a graveyard, share it in the comments, because the scariest stories are the ones that happen for real. Thanks for watching. Stay aware, stay safe. And if you ever feel a cold hand on your shoulder while visiting a grave, don't turn around too fast. You might not like what's waiting,